School Days Around the World by Marguerite Russe and Alice Fegan. School Days Around the World. What is school? Is it a building with classrooms, or can it be any place where children learn? Let's take a journey around the world to see what school is like for kids in different countries. You will meet some children who live at school and others who have a long walk, who have to walk a long way to get there. You will see schools with libraries and computers, but also schools with hardly any books at all. Schools around the world may be very different, but children everywhere like to have friends and learn new things. Perhaps they are just like you. School children around the world. Meet these children and see what their schools are like. So these are the kids that we are going to be learning about and where they're from. Okay, we'll start right here up top with Shanika from Canada, Annika from Denmark, Joanne's from Germany, Alina from Kazakhstan, Bilge from Turkey, Lou from China, Rafael from Singapore, Marta from Ethiopia, Mathi from Kenya, Luciano from Venezuela, Tamatoa from the Cook Islands, Ana from Honduras, and finally Amy and Gwen from the United States. All right. Even though that's pointed up, where's that in the United States? Where's that state? That's called Alaska. That's why they're all bundled up. We're going to start with Tamatoa. Tamatoa goes to school on Rarotonga, one of the Cook Islands in the South Pacific. Just as I slide off our family scooter, I hear the pounding of the wooden slit drum. Ta-tong-tong. School is starting. We stream into school like a river. I'm glad that the ceiling fans are on. It gets hot on our tropical island. Our teacher always wears flowers in her hair. Kia orana, welcome, she says. Let us practice the Ura language. The drum sounds for lunch break. We race to the whale-watching fort by the sea and pretend to be fierce warriors. After lunch, we dance the hoopa, swaying our hips and swinging our arms. The whole school does our traditional island dance. Rafael attends an international school in Singapore. In my class, there are students from 15 different countries. Most of us speak several different languages. I speak Dutch, English, and Spanish. Aman is my best friend. He speaks Hindi, Chinese, and English. At lunchtime, we eat in the canteen. We can choose Indian, Western, or Chinese food. My favorite is lo mein. I have the best teacher in the world. He likes taking photographs. And so do I. He reads to us and helps us write stories on the computer. My favorite place in the whole wide school is the library. It has books about everything. We can take the books home, too. Sometimes we have a craft fair to raise money to help children in other parts of the world. Lou goes to public school in Shanghai, China. Shanghai is a big and busy city. It takes us half an hour to drive from my home to my school. My school is also big and busy. It has more than 2,000 students. There are 43 children in my classroom. Each day, we study 8 different subjects, including Chinese, English, math, and music. I like gym class best. When it's time to change subjects, there is no bell that rings. Instead, classical music plays over the intercom. Sometimes I go to the computer lab and play games. Their school days are much longer than ours. I want to become good at the Yuman Q, so I practice after school. It helps me get big and strong. Call that badminton. Alina goes to school in Taraz, Kazakhstan. I am out of breath by the time I reach my classroom. On the 3rd floor of my school, lots of stairs. Today it's my turn to water the plants on the sunny windowsill. Our teacher arrives and we open books. Reading is my favorite subject. I especially love Kurmash, a magazine for Kazakh children. School is over at 12:30 p.m. Grandmother's already waiting on the big couch near the office. How was school, she asks. It was fun, I say. I skip rope all the way to the market. We buy oranges, potatoes, and a bag of warm baursaks. When we get home, we will eat some with our tea. Marta goes to school in Azizo, Ethiopia. I walk along the dusty road to school with my Godengna, Ayana. It is early morning, but already the sun is hot on our backs. I am blind, so I hold my friend's hand tightly as she helps me around potholes and cow patties. Ugh. Anybody know what a cow patty is? Ugh, it's not good. There are 70 students in our class. 70 students. Not 17, 70. And 500 in our school. But many more students use the same school. That's why I have classes only in the morning. In the afternoon, 500 more students come to learn. Our language is Amharic. Someday I hope to learn English too. We are learning all about Ethiopia. I listen closely to what the teacher says as she writes it on the board. I may not be able to see, but I can imagine everything. At noon, Ayana and I hurry home to help feed the ox and cow and to fetch water from the village well. Mati goes to school in Kikima, Kenya. My friends and I live in an orphanage because our parents passed away. The sun is barely up when I hurry to school to sweep the floors. The students and teachers arrive and we gather at the flagpole for mboya and announcements. We learn Kikamba, the language of our people. We have books that were donated to our school. I like to look at the pictures of animals and people in different countries. When I grow up, I want to be a pilot. Maybe then I will get to see these faraway places. Back at the orphanage, I change out of my school uniform to do my chores. My friends and I share meals in a room. We do homework, talk about our day, and fall asleep when all grows quiet. Bilge goes to school in Alatarla, Turkey. My school is in another town. I ride to school in an Okultasiti. Children from more than 50 villages get to the same school in the same way. At school, we line up for the flag ceremony. Then we all go to class. My school has a science lab and a computer lab. My favorite subject is math. Thank you for paying attention. We all eat lunch in a big dining hall. Then we rush outside to play soccer. You guys like to play soccer. Camila's brother, Johannes, lives in a boarding school in Germany. Today is Visitor's Day at my big brother's school. His school is far away from home, so he lives there during the school year. I like to visit him. Part of his school is an old schloss. Johannes lives in a stone house on the school grounds. He shares his bedroom with 3 boys. Students eat together with their teachers in the dining room. Everyone has to help clear the table after meals, just like at home. Imagine living at school. That's what a boarding school is. You live there and you stay there all day and all night. The students learn about nature and science. They also learn how to sail. My brother showed me a dinghy with white sails. I can't wait to go to school there and learn to sail on the lake. Johannes loves life at school. He has many friends there. But I think he sometimes misses home a little bit, and even me. Sort of sad. Annika goes to school in Copenhagen, Denmark. My school is like 2 schools, one in the city and one in the forest. In our city school, we sit in a circle on the floor, and we talk about many things, or we make music and sing songs. For lunch, we eat rye bread with cold meat. Some days, the school bus takes us out to our forest school. A forest school? When we get there, we run and climb on an old boat. We play on swings with a ball. We are almost always outside listening to birds, learning about plants and insects. Even in the winter, we are outside, bundled up in fliverdrakter and hats to stay warm. Not my language, so that's a tough one. Okay. Luciano goes to school in Mérida, Venezuela. Hola. On the days when I'm lucky, my father drops me off at school in the taxi he drives. Oh, that's the taxi. Adios, papa. The bell rings at 8:30 a.m. We greet our teacher. Buenos dias, profesor. My classroom is bright green. There are posters on the walls. Our teacher says bright colors help our brains learn better. My favorite subject is music. I play the violin and dream of playing in a big orchestra. School is over at 12:30 p.m. I walk home along busy city streets. Later I do homework and chores, but I still have time to play soccer with my friends. Soccer's fun. Thank you guys for paying attention. Good job. Ana goes to school in San Luis, Honduras. I walk an hour from my home in the hills to our new school. My padre helped build the school. The people from our village helped too, and others came from far away. The school is made of bricks and has a metal roof. When it rains, the water pings off the roof. It is noisy. We have 2 teachers who teach us how to read and write. I like to write stories and draw pictures for my little brother who doesn't go to school yet. Sometimes a nurse visits our school. She teaches us how to brush our teeth and stay healthy. One day a van comes full of backpacks. We each get a backpack with books and school supplies, even running shoes. Amy and Gwen are homeschoolers in the USA. Alaska. The world is our classroom. School starts when we wake up and is over when we go to sleep. Every day is different for us. We might do math in the car, visit a tide pool, or read in bed. Our school looks like a library and sometimes like a messy art gallery. We go on field trips too. Last week we went fishing and helped to haul in a huge halibut. We spotted a mink whale. Back home, we researched whales. That looks like fun. Even in the winter, we hike and camp or we work by a cozy fire, making corn husk dolls and a First Nations longhouse from little logs. Shanika goes to a First Nations school in Alberta, Canada. In the morning, I walk across the reserve to school with my mom or dad. We call it the Pink School. I guess you can see why. First, we have breakfast. Then we do math and language arts. We also learn our traditional Cree language. We all have our own tablets to help us learn. My friends and I eat lunch at school. Bannock loaded with beans and cheese. We call them bannock tacos. After lunch, Kokum, Anita, sometimes comes to tell us stories. Other elders teach powwow dances, drumming, and how to raise a teepee. They also hold feasts where they pray for us. And our whole community shares tea, soup, bannock, and berries. Schools everywhere. Teachers and students all over the world make every school special. Do you have a favorite book or magazine that you like to read, like Alina in Kazakhstan? Are you learning traditional dances like children on the Cook Islands and in Canada? Or do you like to help others, like Rafael and his friends at their craft fair in Singapore? Every child has the right to an education. Education means more than just learning to add numbers or spell words. It also means learning to understand how children live in other countries. How children in other countries live. The whole world can be a school. And here's all those kids connected. You guys have done a great job paying attention. An absolutely fantastic job. So this is the end. A closer look around the world. And I'm not going to read all this because I'm just going to put it here so you guys can read it.
Okay.
At a later time. You can pause the video.
Yes.
But that
Like and subscribe and leave our notifications. We will have 60.
Okay, all right.
60.
The only subscribers to this channel are the people in my class, so it's okay.
Okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, read every single.
Day.
Until next time.